Well, I actually had 4 the other day.
Good morning.
Everybody, and thank you very much for coming to this inaugural Run for Palestine in Canberra. We'll be still waiting for our participants, and we'll get underway in a little while. Thank you.
You're ready to go. Ready to run. That looks good. That looks good. There you are. Oh, yeah.
Now, Ambassador Abdulhadi, I think it would be a good time now for you to come and say a few words.
Run for Palestine. Also, let me thank you all for coming to participate in this important function and event, Running for Palestine, and sharing the running history and running experience with Palestinian people, who actually achieved a lot, but still not yet we accomplished everything we want, especially our own statehood, our own independent state and self-determination. Unfortunately, we did not reach yet or arrive to our own final destination. But with your support, with your advocacy work in Australia, with your solidarity with Palestinian people, I'm sure that one day, and I hope it will be very close, to achieve our own national rights in establishing our own sovereign, independent and democratic Palestinian state in Palestine. I'd like to thank you very much also for your support to the international law and the human rights, your support to end the Israeli occupation, Gaza blockade, land theft, settler colonization, and also apartheid in Palestine. I'd like to thank you very much for rejecting Trump's proposal to liquidate the Palestinian cause and to annex and to recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. This is illegal by international law. This is not helpful also for the peace process. This is counterproductive to achieve a lasting, durable and comprehensive peace in the region. Also, thank you to reject also the cut-off aid to hundreds of thousands of Palestinian refugees. Stop funding UNRWA. Stop funding the Palestinian children refugees in Gaza Strip, in Lebanon, in Syria and in Jordan. Also, I'd like to seize this opportunity actually to send a message to Scott Morrison government, to the Australian government, that moving their own embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem is illegal by international law, is legitimizing the illegal annexation of East Jerusalem to Israel, is also not helpful to the two-state solution, which I believe the Australian government is very supportive. So this is a message from all of us, that to keep Australia even-handed, to keep Australia to keep their own values as a fair go country, and to keep Australia as a strong believer of international law and the human rights. This is not for the benefit of any national interest of Australia to move its embassy, and I'm sure that you all aware now of this discussion in Australia about this. Let me also say that we have a huge support from the Australian public. More than 73% of the Australian people are supporting the Palestinian legitimate rights in self-determination and statehood. So moving the embassy from Tel Aviv to Australia is in contradiction of the will of the Australian public and international law, as I mentioned, and one important pillar of Australia foreign policy as an international good citizen. So I think we can't see any feasibility of such move by the Australian government. In contrary, it will isolate Australia from international community. If Mr. Morrison wants to contribute to the solving of Palestinian-Israel conflict or the contributing to the two-state solution, there is only one path. There is only one approach, which is recognition of State of Palestine with East Jerusalem as its capital. So thank you very much again. Thank you to the organizing. Thank you to Kevin and Catherine for organizing this. And have a nice ride.
Thank you, Ambassador.
Actually, and I'm actually relatively new to the cause in a sense. You know, I mean, I've somehow known about Palestine and the development effectively of apartheid.
Yeah.
But I think, like lots of Australians, it's not been the top thing on my agenda. You know, I've been much more concerned about refugees and about Indigenous rights, and but of course they're all connected. But meeting Catherine through the peace movement and my sister, who's heavily involved in the peace movement, I just got more interested, and then I've been doing some reading, and it's absolutely mind-boggling.
Mm-hmm.
And I think very few people really know what's going on there, and that really it really matters. What Australians think, what Americans think, what Europe thinks is really significant in relation to pressure on Zionist Israel. I think.
Well, they're the major supporters of it, aren't
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that's right.
they? Not necessarily us. I really wonder whether anybody pays any attention to us.
Well, I thought that too, but I've just recently been reading something that suggests that actually the Israeli lobby, the Jewish lobby in Zionist Jewish lobby in Australia is very powerful. Small but powerful, apparently.
And what you want to say to your politicians?
Yes, to the Australian government, which is behaving particularly badly, as obviously it noted in the Wentworth by-election, a shocking piece of political opportunism that hopefully has, badly backfired. But it is an indication of the strength of a Zionist push in Australia, which is really distressing when one considers the plight of Palestinians. So I'm here because I support Palestinians in Palestine and abhor the apartheid system that's developed there. And I'm just appalled at the way in which the expansion of settlements has happened in a way that seems to have, managed not to evoke the ire of the US and Australia and Europe and all the other countries, all the powers in the world that continue to support and back Israel as if this were not happening, and a complete failure of people to recognise Palestine and recognise what's happening to Palestinians. It's appalling, and our government should not be dealing with Israel, and in particular should be putting pressure on Israel to recognise Palestine. And to stop a system where, where we so effectively, as a world, made an example of South Africa when, that very clear apartheid system offended people so, and yet exactly that is happening in Israel. Palestinians are second-class citizens. And they are gradually being, the agenda is to eradicate Palestinians. And that is something that the world should be up in arms about, and our politicians need to face it fairly and squarely and recognise what's going on and refuse to deal with Israel.
I'll count from 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm Catherine Kelly. I'm a member of Australians for Justice and Peace in Palestine and the Independent and Peaceful Australia Network, who are both sponsoring this Run for Palestine. I've been to Palestine on 2 occasions and was appalled at what I saw there. The Palestinians under occupation are having a horrendous time. The Israelis are trying to destroy their economy and their society. We really need to recognise Palestine as quickly as possible and to stop supporting the Israeli occupation. Thank you.
Well done.
You did very well.
There's
We're lost. We're lost. Very lost.
Hi, I'm Kevin, and this is Run for Palestine, the first time we run it in Canberra, and I'm here speaking at the moment with Tom, who was one of the very first runners to come back in less than 30 minutes. Tom, how did it go?
Oh, it was great. It was great. It was great to be running with a whole lot of other people who are expressing solidarity with the people of Palestine.
Right.
It was great fun and a great cause.
And what brought you in particular to come?
Well, I'm here today because I want to say to Prime Minister Morrison, wrong way, ScoMo, go back. You've driven into a dead end. Now you should reverse.
Okay.
In aligning in considering moving the Australian Embassy to Jerusalem. He's contemplating aligning himself with the Trump administration and Netanyahu government and people who want to reject a peaceful solution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. And so I wanted to express my solidarity with the people of Palestine, with their right to self-determination, for their right to a homeland, and to show support for a peaceful solution against actions like those of the Trump administration and possibly our government, which are blocking a peaceful solution.
Okay. Well, Tom, it's great to have a few words, and thank you very much for joining us today, and congratulations on such a good run.
Thanks, Kevin. Thanks a lot.
Hi, I'm back again, and this time I have Yuri with me, who was the first woman to cross the line in the Run for Palestine here in Canberra today. Yuri, how did it go?
Oh, it went really well. I enjoyed it. This is the right day, the right race to be the first time crossing the line.
And are you here by yourself?
No, I'm here with my in-law family and with my husband, my little daughter. We are all advocates of human rights. Yeah.
Okay,
So
for
we came together.
Palestine.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, totally.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, and congratulations on being the first woman to cross the line.
Thank
It was
you.
great, really
Thank
great.
you. See
Well
ya.
done. Again. And this time I have Marie with me, and Marie is from France. So Marie, welcome to Australia first of all.
Thank you very
And it's lovely that you're here. You did really well in the race.
Thank you.
Whereabouts in France are you from?
So I'm from the northeastern France. It's a place called Metz, not far from Germany.
Okay. And what was it that brought you to Canberra?
To Canberra, work brought me to Canberra. I had a very good opportunity here working with children with developmental disabilities.
Okay.
And yeah,
And why did you decide to come and run for Palestine today?
so not an easy, there's not one main reason. One of them is I always used to volunteer my time for diverse human rights defense initiatives in France, in Belgium, and various places. And I was at the Palestinian Film Festival a month ago, I think, where I heard about this race.
Okay.
And so I decided just to
To come.
join today because I didn't find yet a place to volunteer. So Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you for coming and racing and for talking to us now. It's great.
Thank you.
And
very much.
it's lovely to have someone from all the way from France here today. It's great.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you. Well, I think what a fantastic day we've had. I think everybody's back. One or two people have been boasting that they were the last. So we, one of them would have been. But so thank you so much for coming today and taking part. Now what we're going to do is we're going to have a little lucky draw. Those raffle tickets you got when you registered, I hope you haven't lost them, because we're going to do a draw, and there are four prizes. And five prizes, yes. Okay, I'm just going to mention and thank and acknowledge and thank those who provided the prizes. Just first of all, Farm Fresh Fruit and Vegetables from Fishwick, who provided all this wonderful fruit and vegetable we have here. And Steve. Yep. Louisa from Halal Poultry, and one of the prizes today is from Halal Poultry. Then there's the Star Kebab House Pizza and Grill, Turkish Grill in Fishwick, Fishwick Market, and then also in Fishwick, the Nut Shop have made a surprise. So I think Sahir and her son are going to help us with the draw. So have your raffle ticket handy, and the first draw is for a $50 voucher from Halal Poultry.
Yeah. Do not look, just put your hand. Just one. Come on. Give it.
Okay, believe it or not, it's $50, and the ticket, the winning ticket is number 50. A for apple, 50.
Take your card.
Ah, well done. So here we go.
Yes, and
Well done.
show them that when you take the voucher in.
No, yes, okay. So that's okay. I now have with me the Palestinian ambassador, His Excellency Izzat Abdul Hadi, who took part in the run today. Izzat, welcome, and how did the run go?
Thank you very much, Kevin. I really appreciate your work. I appreciate very much your support as the AGPP. And this was very nice run today, and really lovely. We have very nice weather, and I hope next time also we'll do it next year with more success.
Okay, and I think you've been here for quite a long time, so tell us a little bit about how you find things going from the Palestinian point of view here in Australia.
Yeah, I think first of all, let me say that I also appreciate very much the support of the Australian public. I think it's a wonderful country, it's a fair go country, and I was engaging with many, organizations, civil society organization, advocacy group, even with the government. Unfortunately, it's just sometimes you were surprised by certain statements, like Morrison's statement about the possibility or to examine moving the embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem, but we were encouraged by the reactions, and I think it's still, under studying, so we're not sure what will be the outcome. But otherwise, I think I'm enjoying my time here in Australia, and I think there is huge progress in politics here in Australia, supporting two-state solution, supporting self-determination for the Palestinian people. And I should say that this is because of your work, because of the support of solidarity groups, because of their own continuous, regular, consistent work for Palestine.
Okay, well, thank you for that acknowledgement, and thank you for coming today, and it's been a fantastic day. And it's not quite over, but...
No, it was really excellent, great, really, and people are enjoying their time. And even when I was running, I met a lot of people there, and this is the purpose, is to raise awareness of also the, Canberrans here about the Palestine issue. And I met with them and said, this is the most noble cause, and you should run all the time for Palestine.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.